Hi everyone, this is Marcus here. If you've consumed my content before, you'll know what I do. I'm basically a human being who has lived a life like everyone else has, and I basically want to share some insights with people that are kind of like my younger self and how I was when I was younger. And something came to my attention recently which really grabbed my attention. You know, I don't usually gravitate towards this kind of I wouldn't call it negative news, but you know, it really grabbed my attention. And there was an article on the BBC about it was a mother and daughter, and the son had basically committed suicide, and in his suicide note he'd written about this website that promotes suicide. And as you can imagine, it's not a rabbit hole that I would enjoy going down. And for those who don't know, you know, I've definitely, in my younger years, I was very, very poorly and suicidal, and thankfully, you know, I'm a wiser man now without those urges, which is incredible to get this far. Anyway, I didn't want to get lost down that rabbit hole, but I was very curious because this website was being promoted as it was promoting suicide. Basically, it was helping you die if you wanted to, and there was a big, you know, cry for help, and rightly so, around the regulations online and what websites can show what, and it's kind of largely unregulated at the moment, to some degree. You know, some things you can't see, but this suicide website, which basically has a load of people on there with the same mindset, egging you on is one term for it, or supporting your choice to die in that way. And there's also people that can sell you suicide kits as well. So obviously, at first, kind of when I first heard all of this and I first read it, you know, I've got a view on those suicidal thoughts that really deeply scare me. Because I wanted to die at one point in my life. Again, I'm so glad that I don't have those thoughts anymore. I'll get onto that in a bit as well, because there's a bit of a paradoxical way of explaining that, because I still do have the thoughts, but now they don't consume me. But yeah, it kind of hit me hard, really hard. And I was just very curious to know what it was that was on this website, and what it was that drew people to it, and yeah, to do some kind of research and to look. You know, I mean, if people are crying for help, I want to try to bring some of what I've been through and my knowledge and where I am now to the table if I can. If it can help just one person, or if it can help, you know, I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm not saying I'm a saviour. I can't help anyone, really. I can't change someone's life. But what I can do is identify the people that are struggling And the people that are in a similar situation to where I was all of those years ago, you know, when I was 21, I wanted to die. I wanted to die. Wasn't having a very good time. Didn't see a way out, all that kind of stuff. But now I've just turned 36 and I don't want to die, and I'm glad I haven't died. You know, I've got to see some wonderful things, and I've got a little beautiful boy, and you know, it's weird. It's weird because there's a lot of on this website. I'm not going to name it because I don't know where it is sitting in society or morally, and I really do think that if you need the help, if you know and you feel really poorly, I really just suggest that you try and find the help elsewhere. Pardon me. And this is because, so here's one thing, right? This website, it's there for a reason, which is a conclusion that I came to. It's there for a reason. It's there because the people that are there didn't feel like they have anywhere else to go to talk about it. And there's a spectrum of emotion behind someone that is suicidal. So, I mean, I understood why it was there. Basically, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it's because when you're in that state, nothing and no one can penetrate that. It's really difficult to take words of advice from someone that you feel or your illness feels doesn't identify with you or your illness. And it's almost like you can say to someone that wants to die and who is deeply unhappy, life gets better, which is obvious to some people, but to someone that's very poorly, it's the wrong thing to say. It's kind of like the obvious, which they already know, but it won't even touch the fucking sides. It won't go in. The illness is too strong. The identity that comes with feeling like that is too strong. You know, there's nothing that you can like shiny object that you can show them that's going to be like, right, this is the golden ticket. You know, and what do you do in that situation as, you know, maybe someone that wants to help? You know, what do you do in that situation? And I suppose all you can do is just be human and maybe give the situation a little bit more perspective, rather than jump into a conclusion of, oh, it's just, you know, oh, you just need to go for a walk, or you just need to do this, or you just need to do that. You know, there's no easy fix to someone that's in that state. It's a really, really desperate, deep state. So, obviously, you know, not trying to get lost in the rabbit hole of what I was seeing and stuff, but being really affected by it, and you know, feeling somewhat helpless to some degree, because some of these, the comments were coming in thick and fast. New posts here and there of like, right, I'm going out now to do it, which is fucking scary. And I just, obviously, if that was my child, I'd just want to hug them and just say, like, whatever you need, I'm here to hear you. If your voice isn't being heard, I'm here to hear you. But it's chaotic, So the conclusion I came to, it's there for a reason. People go there with a similar mindset to, the other people on there, because they've got nowhere else to go for understanding and being heard. Now you're gonna be sympathetic to their situation, or you're not, because I know both sides of the coin. I felt in the past like, come on, life's not that bad, but I've also been fucking suicidal, so I know like how deep it goes. So the conclusion I got to was, that's there for a reason. Right, okay. The theme, and I couldn't find an alternative narrative or an alternative theme, and I can't generalise, obviously, but I am going to in this instance because of what I found. The general theme across the site was, nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? Exactly the same for me. Exactly the same when I was really poorly, and it was exactly the fucking same, right? Nobody cares. Who gives a fuck about me? This world's shit, you're shit, everything's fucking shit, right? Okay. There's like an absolute bluntness about everything. So that's why your life gets better. They don't want to hear that, because the identity cloak of I am fucking going to die is stronger than your, oh, it gets better. Does it? Does it for that person in that moment when you say that? No, it fucking doesn't. I know you're trying to help, and that's a lovely gesture, but we've got to start looking at this differently. We really have. They all feel like they don't belong. They all feel like they're not heard. They all feel like the doctors have let them down. They all feel like their families have let them down. Something profound may have happened in their childhood or, in recent years that has affected the way they behave. They may have been abused sexually or physically, or, other deep traumas from their past. And it's kind of resulted in this lack of self-esteem, like real lack of energy to believe that they are anything other than what they feel they are. And basically victim mode is like in full swing. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, because obviously, real bad things have happened to them, but I was exactly the same. I was a fucking victim. I am this way because of X, Y, and Z. The world was against me. Life's too hard. I don't want to work. Blah blah blah. Things in my childhood that were unfavourable to my adolescent and adult self. And it's taken me a really, really fucking long time to get out of that mindset. How I've got out of it is really doing the work and the curiosity in life, in what's around the corner. Now, suicide and suicidal thoughts, and the depression and the lifestyle that comes with that is really, really fucking hard, man. It's a hard place to be. It is difficult to even fathom that you're going to be anything else but that moment, or because that moment may have lasted years. But the glimmer of hope within all of the threads that I saw, and the nobody cares, and I wish my life was better, and I wish this, in that wishing there's hope. There is hope that it will be better, and there is hope that someone will care. And you know what? Someone will fucking care. And that hope is what you need to cling on to. You can't expect the world to change in your favour if you've had a lifetime of trauma. The world is a fucking tough place, man. And it's tough for a lot of people. It's tough for people that look like they've got their shit together and got all their ducks in a row. It's tough for all of those people too. It's tough for me. It's tough for my neighbour. It's tough for my work colleagues. It's tough. But there's fucking hope. And there's hope within a passion. Like if you're passionate about anything, are you passionate about anything? And I'm not talking about hobbies and I like gardening or that's great, that's cool. But are you passionate about something? If you can grab just a sand grained sized speck of hope from somewhere, and that hope might be, I want this to end. I don't want to feel like this anymore. That's hope. There's hope in it. And you've just got to get to the point where you can change that mindset. You can flick it, right? That hope, okay. Wake up in the morning and rather than thinking I want to fucking die, go, I want to fucking die, but how about I just try this? I'll just fucking try this right now because it might change my life. Are you willing to wage everything on that just for today? And then do the same again tomorrow. First thing you do when you wake up, I want to fucking die. Okay, cool. Thanks for that thought again, brain. But there's a little glimmer of hope in me that wants to See what that glimmer of hope is, and maybe it might be something beautiful. Maybe it's something that I can tell my kids about. Maybe it's something I can tell my future spouse about, or I know life's tough, and I know when you're at rock bottom, everyone else seems like they're fucking dancing through life. I know, I've been there. It's hard being the fucking victim. And it's hard feeling like everything's against you. But just for one little moment, give yourself a hook that you can throw into that hope and just start pulling it towards you. Because if I can get out of that shit, everyone can. And I'm fucking sure there's going to be a turd waiting for me around the corner. There's going to be some shit going on next week that I'm not going to enjoy. But I've made a pact with myself that I'm not going to let myself down. No one's helping me. Just I've made that choice. I've made that pact with myself that I'm not going to let myself down now. And if you know that you're slipping again, just do something about it. Rather than slipping back into that fucking 10th beer or spliff or porn or whatever your vice is. You know, enjoy life. Don't fucking abuse it. Do something about it. If you're slipping, do something about it. Just 5 minutes of, right, I'm not gonna think like that for 5 minutes. Try it. You might think, how the fuck do I not think about the thing that I think about constantly? Just fucking try it. Because you're not your thoughts. We've got a brain that's evolved, and it's like the most powerful machine on the planet inside our skull, and it has primitive parts, it has human parts, it has parts that can remember, it has parts that can think and feel, and it's a complex tool. It's the greatest machine ever produced, and it's in your head. It's inside your skull. And it can get fucking messy. But you can slow it down. And just think, right, for one moment, thoughts. Talk to your thoughts, man. Talk to them. What else you got to lose? If you're suicidal, what else have you got to lose? Talk to your thoughts. Hi, shit thoughts. How's it going? You know, you've been fucking doing me over a while now. I'm going to try and shut you up for 5 minutes. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Try it. Just give it your best shot. Because I was you, and I know exactly where you are. And somewhere deep inside you, there's a real yearning for help. Turn that help into hope. That pain inside you, turn it into hope. That pain is real. It's an actual real emotion that's going on inside your body right now. It is a ball of energy, and all you need to do is turn it in the right direction, and you will break out of it. You will change. And I can fucking honestly say that, because it's taken me going to hell and back to understand that and get there. So I'm gonna leave this one here. I haven't made this post to provoke. I haven't made this video to annoy. I have made it because I fucking needed it when I was 21 years old and didn't want to be alive. I wish I had me then. And the fact is that I did, but I hadn't met him yet. I sincerely hope that this touches the right part of you that understands what I'm trying to get at. And if you think it's going to help anyone else, please do share it. And I will speak to you all soon. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.